Okay, and we're back. Okay, everyone, thank you for tuning in. This is Realtor Roundtable Week 3. Today we're going to talk about how to not let go of leads when they reach out to you. A long time ago, I used to get a lot of inbound calls for buyers, and I used to make sure that out of every phone call, I gathered a couple pieces of information. And to this day, I still preach the same things to my agents. I'm going to share it to you guys. I'm going to share with you guys today what those 3 principles are. But before we do that, I'm just going to go ahead and share our stream to the rest of our agents, and hopefully they can see us on different platforms. So give us just 1 second. Morning, Soph. Morning, Nieves. How are you? Long time. How's Florida? All right. Just about there, guys. Give me 1 more second. I'm glad you're having a good time in Florida, Nieves. How's the weather? Sure, a lot better than here. All right, and we're good. Okay, so when I train an agent nowadays, and we talk about how to maximize their leads and the capacity in which they're retaining their leads. We talk about talking the 3 principle rule, and that is you find out if that agent is working with another broker, if they're working with another real estate agent. You find out if they've been pre-qualified, and you also find out how soon they're looking to buy. Okay, those are the 3 principles you always want to ask any buyer, because you don't want to work with just any buyer. You know, working with buyers is definitely a strategy, and it's definitely an art. You don't want to just work with the first person that comes along. They are definitely not always the person who's going to be worthy of your time. So what you need to do when you get a new buyer, or when you get a lead, I should say, when someone calls you, the first thing you need to do is make sure that you listen to them. You find out what it is they're looking for. A lot of people will call you and tell you, yeah, hey, listen, I'm calling about the property on 123 Main Street. Oh, okay, well, unfortunately, 123 Main Street's under contract, or 123 Main Street, the house is still available. What would you like to know? So either way, the conversation is going to go 1 of 2 ways. So with that being said, they're going to then further ask you some more details about either that home, or if you have any other homes in that area, or sometimes they may not want to know anything else. They might want to say, oh, the home is no longer available. Okay, thank you. But before you let anyone off the phone, if you do anything at all, just ask them for their email address. And there's so many ways in which you can get that from them. If they want to be rude and not give it to you, that's fine. You don't want to work with those people anyway. But the majority of the people will give you their email address. So what you need to do is engage them, talk to them a little bit. If that house is no longer available, ask them. Say, listen, unfortunately that home is no longer available, but would you mind if I send you a few others that are in that price range, and maybe some that are about to come on the market? They will gladly give you their email address. So get their information, and then what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to set them up on an automated email that gives them the information for properties in the areas they're looking for without you having to do anything. And they're going to be thinking that you're sending them these properties almost every day. And they're going to think to themselves, wow, this agent's working really hard for me, and they really, want to earn my business. So you might get a call from them in the future. So if you're getting a few leads a day, and if you're paying for leads and you're getting 10 leads a day, 20 leads a day, however many leads you're getting, if you're paying for them, every one of those leads you should be contacting and asking them where they want to buy properties. So the simplest way of doing this, and the way that I'm going to teach you guys first, and then I'm going to do the more advanced way of doing it, which is also easy, but it's a little more advanced. The easiest way of doing this is just going simply into your GSMLS, which you're going to be able to see here on the screen on the right-hand side. And you're going to set up the campaign for them. And it's very simple. Every MLS, unfortunately, has a different way of doing this. And we're not going to have time today to cover all of them. So if you guys have any individual ones that you want to know more about, please let me know. If you're an agent in my office, you don't need it. You can simply use our conversion system, which works a lot better because it also tracks your leads activity. So that's important as well. So let's go ahead and jump right in. I'll show you guys how to do this, okay? So looking on my screen here on the right-hand side, let's see if I can make this any bigger. Okay, a little bit bigger. So looking at our screen here on the right-hand side, we're gonna simply wanna do a normal search, just like we would any other time. We're gonna go here and search, go to quick search. We're gonna search some residential properties. Let's search right here in Union. Let's go to active. I just like actives. I don't like anything under contract or anything that's an attorney review. So let's go right here and say we are looking for properties in Scotch Plains. All right, and then we're going to look for, maybe they're looking for a 3-bedroom home. So let's just go in here and say that the minimum they want is 3 bedrooms. And their price range is, who knows? List price is going to be maximum $500,000. All right. After that, let's say that they're really big on, who knows, split level homes, and maybe they want just split levels. And you've gotten this from them because they told you, look, we really want a split level. That's our ideal home. You would just go in here and look for a split level. Let's check that off. And then now we're going to go and click here where it says auto email setup. Now we're going to name this test Scotch Plains. We're going to go to next step. Once we're in our next step, we're going to add the lead that this is going to be going to. So we'll jump right on here and we'll call this one just test. Okay, so it'll be first and last name. Then it's going to ask you to add the email for this person, just test. So the email here would be, I don't know, let's come up with an email. Let's go just test@gmail.com. Right. So we're gonna go to next step. Now, once we're here, we have a few options. Once we're here, we're gonna go to activation. Always has to be on. Okay, so make sure that you turn this on. If you don't turn it on, it's not gonna work. We just got a question, and yeah, you have to be an agent to get access to what I'm doing right now, but the public has a public side to the MLS. But don't waste your time going there. You can just visit this site, and you'll be able to search the MLS with up-to-date information, more up-to-date information than possibly even Zillow has. So, all right. Let's go ahead and now continue here where we were. All right, so on this frequency, this is important, guys. Our frequency, if the person says that they're looking to buy a home within the next 30, 60 days, you want this frequency to be daily, okay? If they're not so much in a rush, they're thinking about buying next year, you may want to keep it to weekly, bi-weekly, or even monthly. If they've told you that they're really not just interested right now, they just maybe want to keep an eye open to see what the market's doing. You could even do it monthly, so they don't start to unsubscribe from you. All right, and now what you want to do here is you can actually add CC email. So if you want to CC the husband, you can put in the husband's email address in here, or the wife. Okay. Then you also want to keep this on a read receipt. That means that you'll get an email alert when the person does actually read it, which is good. And you want to keep it here on HTML, which is a nicer looking email that they're going to get. A plain text email doesn't really catch their eye that much. Here where it says subject, you're going to want to call it something that's going to catch their attention. Like, your future home might be one of these. Okay, so this is something you might want to write in the subject. If they're looking in multiple counties, you're going to want to maybe set up different alerts for different counties, and you can call your future Union County home might be one of these, or whatever, just to keep it kind of separated. Your initial message is going to be whatever you want it to be. So, you know, hey, just test. I hope I can help you find your next home. Something, whatever. Then subsequent messages on here on the next one could be something like, hey, just let me know if you want to see any of these properties. Okay. After that, you're going to want to pick which kind of listing you want to send them. So normally I would want to send them the client full because this gives them the most information. Keep it really simple. Always make sure you have a signature on your emails because then they're not going to know how to get in touch with you, which would defeat the whole purpose of even setting this up. So make sure you always have a signature. For those of you who don't know what a signature is, it's basically just your full name, your contact information like you see here. All right. And then another thing you can do here too is someone once showed me how that they actually liked it, was you can turn on this all listings setting, which basically sends them all the listings from the week at the end of the week so they can look at all their listings at one shot. I'm not sure if you want to do that. That's a little bit more, you know, of an extra step. But what you do right here will literally take you, once you get good at it, 3 minutes. It will take you 3 minutes. So imagine if every buyer lead you get, you set them up on this. It'll maximize the return because one of those people out of maybe 20 or 30 is going to really be taken back the fact that you're sending them emails all the time, and they're not going to know it's your system. They're going to think it's you being disciplined. So they're eventually going to call you and say, thank you for sending me all these properties. I'd like to go see this one. Or maybe they didn't like you at first, but then maybe they had their own agent, but then you sent them the house that they really want. They call their agent's on vacation, or their agent is at, you know, a birthday party, you can't show them the home. They might just call you and say, hey, listen, you know, can you show me this home? So you never know. But you'll never earn that business if you never set this up. Then lastly, all you got to do is click here where it says save. Okay, changes have been saved successfully. You click OK. Now everything that comes up in that with that criteria under 500,000 is going to be emailed the very next day to your client, and they're going to start getting them daily. So once you do that, you could simply just close out of here. And you could just, if you wanted to send them everything right away, you could too. You can literally just go here and go search. And there's literally 5 homes. You can click here and go to email. And you can email them the properties right now to the person that we just added. So if we type in just, you'll see just here, just test. And you can send it to them right now. So if that person just got off the phone with you, you may want to do that so they can see how quickly you work. Or you can let the system just take its steps and send it to them the following day. All right, that's if you're an agent without a CRM. But fortunately here at Culture State, we do have a very powerful CRM, and I'm going to show you guys how to use that. Okay. Latanya is asking us, how is this helpful for a real estate investor or wholesaler? Well, Latanya, this may not be so helpful for a real estate investor or a wholesaler, but I will tell you one thing. For a real estate investor or wholesaler, you should keep your leads on a drip campaign. That's more something that you may want to look into. A drip campaign is basically a series of touches for your client base, just letting them know that you're the gal to see for any real estate needs that they might have. So that's more something that along the lines that you may need. Unless you have a constant inflow of properties that you're always getting offered, then what I suggest for you to use is something like a mail merge, which I'll do a training on, which basically just emails all your clients at the same time, and it does it right from your own email address, and it uses your own Gmail server, so it doesn't come up as spam quite as often. So that's something you may want to look into. But for today's topic, we're covering the auto property sending features. So let's just jump into Conversion. Conversion is our CRM, and I'm going to show you guys on our Conversion how to do this. All right, for those of you who don't know, we're going to look at one of our leads. Let's go ahead and look at our new leads. We're going to jump onto, all right, we're going to jump onto one of our new leads. I'm going to go here to this gentleman, Carlos. Okay. So Carlos is somehow in our drip campaigns already. Let's look at his alerts. His alerts will tell us what kind of properties he is going to be receiving. Okay. First, I want to see if he has any activity. Okay. He doesn't have any activity yet. So if I saw his activity, I can see what homes he's interested in. So let's go ahead and maybe look at one of our leads that does have a lot of activity. Let's go ahead and just look it up by most active. Okay, so this person, let's go with Elizabeth Vega. All right, Elizabeth, she has been active. Let's see, she's looking at homes. Well, our overview will tell us. She looked at 31 properties, mostly single families in Jersey City with 4 bedrooms and 2 baths for around $269,000. Elizabeth first signed up in August. Okay, so she's gonna be interested in single family homes in Jersey City. So what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna go to my alerts. I'm going to put in single family. I'm going to put in Jersey City. Actually, a lot of this is already here, so I don't have to do it again. I will then put in the max price. I would go down here and put in the max price. Any other characteristics you may want, 3 bedrooms, 2 baths, okay? And then I would go down here to where it says frequency, and I would click either instant, daily, biweekly, or weekly, however it is that you want this person to receive the information, okay? Now, the reason why this is so great is because after I've set up Elizabeth with these auto emails, I can then go back and see which property she's looking at, which I'll show you in a second. All right, so let's just say we update this. Okay. There are 3 properties that have recently come onto the market in the last 7 days that meet her criteria. So what I want to do is I'm going to send her these properties just for her to see. Okay, so I'm going to click on Elizabeth, and then I'm going to click Send Saved to Selected. Okay, now Elizabeth has received an email from me, and a message has been sent, as you can see here. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go back to Elizabeth, and I'm going to show you guys what I mean by I can see what Elizabeth is doing. So I go to Activity. If I would have set up Elizabeth on this auto email weeks ago or months ago, which I kind of did, as you can see here, I can then go back and see which homes really are her favorites. As you can see, this home here on 66 Greenville Avenue in Jersey City, she tends to like a lot because she's looked at it 7 times 4 days ago. So we need to contact her and ask her if she wants to go look at this home, which is a really good way of saying, you know what, I really understand what you like. So imagine if you were looking for a home and you had your eye on this one particular home, and the realtor calls you and says, hey, Louis, I have this property on 66 Greenville Avenue that I think you would really, really love. Oh my God, I've been looking at the house like crazy. You must really understand, you know, what I'm looking for. This gives you the competitive advantage against other real estate agents. So that's why it's important to use your CRM if you have one. If you have leads that do not have alerts set up, you have to go in and take some time, take a day, and just go through all your leads and make sure they're getting your alerts. If they're just getting drip campaigns from you, if you're just getting messages from you, they're not going to interact with that as much as they are with actual properties. People want to look at properties. I mean, I catch myself all the time looking at other people's properties when they email them to me, even though I have full access to the MLS. It's just human nature. People react better to visual stimulants. So go ahead and send them the properties. That'll really make a big difference if you're not converting enough people. All right. So this is the most effective way of doing your capturing your leads when you're calling in. I'm not sure if anyone has another way of obviously doing it, but you know, we're not getting into drip campaigns today. We're just getting into, you know, making sure that your client is getting what they want to see. If they're looking for multifamily homes and you don't have one at the moment, and you know, you feel bad just giving up on that client because you don't have a property for them, what if you set them up on a drip on an email alert that would send them the property that they're looking for when it does come available? Doesn't that make a world of a difference if they did it that way? You know, you don't mean to have a property from today, but 2 weeks from now, there could be a property that is exactly what they need. So that's leaving money on the table. So if you guys aren't doing this now, my suggestion is go ahead, start utilizing your MLSs for the features they have, You're paying for it anyway. So make sure you're taking full advantage of that. And if you have a CRM like we do, Conversion or Boomtown or LionDesk, whatever you guys are using, make sure that you're using this feature. If you're not, I'm telling you, you're not maximizing your potential. You can easily add another 10 to 20% of income this year by just doing this one thing alone. All right. Anyone else have any questions on this? Please feel free to. Oh, we do have some more questions. Okay. I guess so. Yeah, we'll do that training. Of course, you may add me to your friend list. That is no problem. Hey, Luke. Good morning, brother. Hope you're still on. Okay, guys. So I just wanted to real quickly recap again. This week we were at Triple Play. For those of you who have not seen any of the content, but we will be putting it out soon. It was an amazing time. We learned a lot, and we definitely got to network with a lot of people. We're gonna obviously put out the content that we gathered from those few days within the next few days or so. And I really look forward to hearing what you guys have to say about the event as well. One thing that I do want to stress to you guys is that we're going to be doing a lot of educational stuff, a lot more than what we've been doing, and a lot more great content. So if you have not subscribed yet, please subscribe to all our channels. Here on Facebook, you can find us Culture Estate. Instagram, same thing, Culture Estate. And on YouTube is actually going to be our strongest platform. We encourage you guys to go there. We are going to be doing bonus video content on YouTube that we're not going to be doing on Facebook and Instagram, just to try to get our numbers up there. So if you haven't started following us yet, I will put our link in the comments down below. It's youtube.com/Culture Estate. Thank you guys for watching. If you have any questions or if you have any ideas for topics in the future, please let me know and I will cover them as soon as possible. Thank you guys and have a great weekend.